Today is June 20th, 2025. You know, Bill from the Freemason, you are a moron and a retarded moron. You really are. We haven't met in person yet, but you're a moron. You are a big laughingstock again up in Hartville Flea Market. This whole thing, people realize what you're doing. Now, this whole thing was between Dave, Melissa, his girlfriend, hiring you and some guy named Pete on his own to make sure Melissa got everything during the divorce, that I'd have nothing and I'd have to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. And that way I couldn't help John for when she pulled a stunt so that he couldn't get custody of his kids. And then to make sure Dave got everything. And then you thought you could have Melissa steal from me. Huh? Some kind of little shyster and the dumbass moron that I have ever heard of in my life. People were laughing at you again. They already laughed at you in Summit Mall of your big scam of a dirty doctor from before, taping her unaware of crimes. Sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce, that it was a big scam you ran, having some guy drug me up and tell me say that, photoshopped washing in your own perverted stalking tapes. And letting those men beat and rape me because you're a fucking human trafficker, running scams on people on your own? For Bill from the Freemason ran the biggest scam here. Had some guy go in and drug her up and tell her to say that. Can you imagine someone drugging somebody up and telling them to say something like that? Photoshopped you washed it in the shower and photoshopped that in the other room. Then ran a contest off of it, who could steal her money. He ran the biggest scam, May 25th, 25. Then Walmart 62, how the cartel's tired of you. They do realize last May, 16th to 20th or something like that, on a Sunday, outside Marshall's, that you were actually setting the cartel up to be arrested. One of your guys said that. And they were saying outside Marshall's, and then they were talking about it in, around the monument in Canton, that they all heard that guy say that you were helping setting up the cartel to be arrested. They're already tired of you. We all are. Yesterday in Hartville, didn't that agent even check? That guy wasn't even a doctor. It was just some guy saying he was a doctor and laughing. And they all realized what they were doing. It was Melissa, Dave, and his girlfriend hiring those 2 men to run the scam on her. So scare her out of everything so David get it, and so she'd have to work 2 jobs. And she couldn't help John when they pulled a stunt. Melissa pulled a stunt on him, and he couldn't get custody of his kids. He wouldn't have anybody help him. The whole thing was for Melissa to get everything and Dave to get everything. You know, they actually said that in 19. The riffraff. They actually said that. That they all realized what they were doing. And like they said, Melissa's attorney is so dumb. She thought she could just have her say something and then she could steal all her money. You can't just say something. And then everybody knowing that Melissa got caught during the case telling the kids a lie, and the kids taped that they made everything up. That's why nobody went to the hospital. There was no pictures of injuries. There was no police report. There was nothing but them sitting around laughing. You just can't say something. And then even little kids laughing about this. Our mom said back in the day they would have washed your mouth out with soap for making up some kind of a lie like that. Well, they wouldn't have thought twice of it. You acted out in a store, you smarted off to adult, they had no problem either cracking your ass or your face. And nobody thought anything different. And these kids that scream in stores, it didn't happen. Because they picked you up and whipped your ass and you didn't act out like that in public. You know what they're saying was? One day you're going to be an adult. And you're going to have your own children. You got to make sure that they'll behave. And you have to know how to act as an adult. They didn't say, oh, they're kids and they just didn't know better. They expected you to realize that one day you'll be an adult and you have to learn to act right now. Oh, and they even talked to Officer Mark, and the worst thing she ever did wrong was bend over improperly. Oh, where that guy said he drugged me up for Dave, wrong nightgown and butt line. He verified that they only seen the back of my knees and I was dressed modestly. Huh? That's why the worst thing you ever did wrong, honey, is bend over improperly. We can wipe that one out. There was nothing to wipe out. I was dressed modestly and they only made fun of the back of my knees. Dave verified it. Okay? So you're the biggest moron. Do you know it's right on Google where that lady's offering Dixie and everybody money, endless amount of money, millions of dollars they can extort from the government, from the FBI, then all Carl's money. Do you know if you offer a witness money, it's a 15-year sentence, federal crime? Federal crime. Today in Bob Evans, some guys come in. Okay? And Carl had to go to the bathroom. Boy, did they start running their mouth. Part of this fraud scheme. We told Will and his attorney to stay out of this. That everybody's already verified she was outside with everybody else. They had to Photoshop everything. Duh, they already said that in 18, dumbass. Fucking moron. We got enough on her, we can lock her up for life. No, you can't. The FBI don't care what we do to her. Fuck you. You're part of Bill from the Freemason scam. You don't got nothing. Oh, then he's like, she's been in several state psychiatric hospitals. I have not. Liar. We got a woman to verify her medical history. Oh, so you got who's stealing documents and writing up fraud? Huh? Because that just bought her 10 years federal. There's real crimes what they're doing. And you're looking at probably life in federal for all this. So, yeah. Whether her family even verified she was in several state hospitals. No, they didn't. Liar. We'll make sure she can't carry a gun. Kiss my ass. Don't make me go out and buy one. I have a concealed carry. Guess who passed me to get it? To take the course. The FBI. You can kiss her ass. I was never in a state hospital, let alone several. See how much they're lying? See how much they're lying?